Hello and welcome to another video on Power BI. In this video, I'll be going through all versus all except function. This video is meant for people who are new to Power BI, and for that reason, I'll be going through this in a slow and deliberate manner. So first, let's go to the Microsoft documentation and see the syntax. It says removes all context filters in the table except filters that have been applied to the specified columns. So it takes two parameters, the table and the column name. So what it does is if it applies all the filters except on a particular column. So if you say, if you ask the query to apply on the entire table, but except one column. So let's quickly move into Power BI, and with the help of an example, let's see how this works. So I have this sample data loaded into Power BI, which I created for this exercise. And as you can see here, it's very simple and very small data set. I have the order ID, the brand of various mobile manufacturers, the product, and also the region and the quantity. So now if I go to the reports here, so I have created two slices here, one for the brand and one for the region. And in this matrix, I have the product to the rows. Okay, so two slices and one column to the rows. Now let's see how these two functions, that is all and all except, differ from one another. So for this exercise, let me create one measure and then call it as sum of quantity. So let me create a measure here first. And then let me call this as sum of quantity equal to sum of quantity. So it's simple, right? I just have the sum. And then let me bring this here to the product. To the values here. Okay, I have the quantity here. And now let's first see how the all function works. And let me call this as all function. Let me call this as all function equal to, it should be used with calculate and expression. I'll be using the measure which I calculated, it is sum of quantity. And then I'll start with all. So I'll apply this on the entire table. Okay, my table name is sheet 1, and then hit enter. So now if I bring this to the values here, I should be getting the grand total for every column, every row, sorry. So if you look here, I have the grand total 2845, and that's what you see in all the rows. So it's considering all the data which in this table without applying any filter. So now if I try to apply any filter, this should not change. You see, I'm still getting 2845. Similarly, if I apply region filter here, I still get the same, because it's as it says, the all function doesn't allow you to apply any filter. So it considers the entire table, okay, because that's how I have put the formula here. So considering all the entire table is all sheet 1. In this case, the table name is sheet 1. So now let's bring in or add in a new measure, and then let's name it as all except. Okay, let's give it a second. Okay, so now let me call this as all except function. Okay, equal to, again I need to use calculate. I'll be using the sum of quantity, and then now Instead of all, I'll use all except. Okay, the table name is sheet 1. I need to give the table name first, and then the column name here. So I will say apply filter, consider entire table, but ignore any filters applied on the brand. Okay, again, I repeat it again. Consider the entire table, that is sheet 1, except any filter that is applied on the column brand. That's how I need to read this. And then hit enter. And now you will notice the difference. So let me bring this to the values here. All except function. Now you see both are giving me the same results, right? So now let's select something EMEA. I should still get the same result. Yes, it's working, right? But now let's remove this filter and then apply on the brand, right? This should change now. Yes, it's changing because that's what we said. Do not apply any filter except the column brand. So even it's considering the entire table except the column brand. That's why when I apply a filter here on the brand, it's ignoring, it's considering the filter. Okay, that's the main difference between all function and all except function. All function ignores in all the filters that has been applied on a particular table, but all except what it does, it ignores all the filters applied on the table except the column name which you give. In this case, I have mentioned brand, and that's the reason when I select Apple, it's applying a filter. It's ignoring the filter except the column brand. That's the difference. Okay, so that's the main difference between all function and all except function. Hope it was useful. If you have any questions, please drop a note in the comment section so that I can revert back to you. That's all for today. Thanks for watching and have a great day.